Shane. So, um, when Christian Surfers in France started to grow from a regional ministry to a national ministry, the first thing that I had in my mind was, we need somebody to help us do that. And I asked Shane if he would take us along. And he was our chair for 2 years, but was really our chair for 3 years and helped us build a national ministry. I met Shane when I was 17 years old in Australia, and I knew that he just was the right person for us. Thank you, Shane. Who knows this guy? Yeah, thank you, Kevin Hemingway. So Kevin Hemingway is the national leader in Christian Surfers Tahiti for a few more months. And he started Christian Surfers Tahiti over 25, 30 years ago. And in 2004, he printed the first ever French Surfers Bible, which was exactly a translation of the English Surfers Bible. And years down the road, fast forward 2017, we don't have any more Surfers Bible. We know we need to go for reprint. The international gathering is coming to Hosogo 2018, and Roy suggests that we print a new Surfers Bible for the following year. And I start thinking, wonderful. The first person I want to contact is Kevin, because he had organized the first edition, he had paid for them, he had sent us a few thousand copies that we had been distributing all these years. And talking to Kevin, he says, Audrey, French-speaking nations need to work together. You need to work with Tahiti. We need to work with the other French-speaking nations and be working together. He first told me about that in an email that he sent to me and Phil, and I was like, great idea, but never responded to the email. They didn't have time, and I was like, good idea, but it was always at the back of my mind. And a few years later, when I saw the amount of energy that Christian Surfers was taking in France, the amount of work that my team was doing, time, resources, money, the investment was full on. I was like, we can't be doing that just for France. It doesn't make sense, to spend so many hours, so much money just for France. It doesn't make sense. It has to serve other French-speaking nations. So I got in touch with Kevin and I said, okay, your idea is wonderful. Let's just do it. And since that, we've been talking to other French-speaking nations, to the Caribbean islands with Wes Houston, who is the leader for the Caribbeans, but doesn't really have any resources in French. We've been talking with Reunion Island. We've sent Bibles there, Mauritius, Andre and Yvette Hall, Madagascar, Senegal, of course, nowadays Togo, Canada, and all of that. So these are the French-speaking nations, and look at the coastline. That's crazy, right? Look at Africa, look at Canada, Quebec, look at the Caribbean islands. There are, there is something to do within the French-speaking countries working together. And this is why I am here today, just to introduce that idea of working alongside countries that speak the same language as you. We have a video.
Greetings from Tahiti, it's Kevin Hemingway. Just trust you're having a great time at the conference in France. Enjoy. And just a quick word, we created the first French Surfers Bible years ago, and actually while doing that we had to contact a lot of people in the French-speaking countries to coordinate translation and documents and so forth. And also I've noticed that having a network with all the connections in Christian surfers that are French speaking is really fantastic, because we can share resources together. We can share testimonies, just about anything. So I just wanted to present the possibility of actually creating a network for, at least for the French language. I don't know if there's other countries that would be interested in also having a network, mostly for resources, because we have regional and national and core groups, which are geographical, but as far as languages go, it's good to have a separate network just for the sake of sharing. So I just wanted to give you something to think about, and possibly you know, others that have some ideas on this. So I think right now we're in the process of updating our Christian Surfers Tahiti website. So we're working on getting resources from Christian Surfers France. So again, the need to have these connections, and maybe with one click be able to hook into the whole French network globally. So yeah, I just wanted to shout that out to you, and have a good one in France, and see you maybe in Tahiti for the GO.
Christian Surfers is active in quite a few French-speaking nations. In France, Tahiti, Mauritius, Reunion Island. There are new projects in Madagascar, in African countries like Senegal and Togo, where we have new contacts, in Canada. And there are islands like New Caledonia and in the Caribbean islands, where we really want to see a Christian presence in the water. So we believe that as French-speaking nations, we can work together closely, we can encourage one another, so that every surfer would have the opportunity to know and follow Jesus. In France, there are about 650,000 surfers, and there are plenty more in all the nations that I've just named. So we see how this can impact the surfing world, and we see the benefits of working together. This year, in 2024, we'll have the opportunity again to work together for the Olympic Games in Tahiti. So we'll have projects going on in mainland France and in Tahiti. In 2024, it's also the year of the new edition of the Surfer's Bible, so that gives us another opportunity to work together and see how we can help one another. We come from different culture for sure, but the common language that we share is a good tool for us that we want to explore.